December 2009. Christie's auction house, London. A wedding dress is about to go on sale. Not just any wedding dress. A 1952 custom creation by the legendary Fontana sisters. Ivory silk satin, mid-length, elegant boat neck, timeless. The auctioneer explains the provenance. This dress was originally commissioned for Audrey Hepburn's wedding to British industrialist James Hanson. The wedding was cancelled. Miss Hepburn donated the dress to a contest winner. It has been preserved by the same family for 57 years. Estimated value, $15,000 to $20,000. The bidding opens. In the audience sits an elderly Italian woman, Amiable Altobella. She's 82 years old now. She wore this dress at her wedding in 1952. A poor farm girl from Borgo Carso who won a radio contest and became the luckiest bride in Italy. "I never thought I'd see this dress again," she tells a reporter. "I kept it all these years. My daughters begged me to sell it, but I couldn't. It was Audrey Hepburn's dress. She gave it to me when she could have thrown it away. How do you sell something like that?" But now, 57 years later, Amiable needs the money. Medical bills, family expenses. The dress has to go. The bidding climbs. $18,000, $20,000, $22,000. Finally, $23,000. Sold. Amiable cries, not from sadness, from gratitude. Because in 1952, a Hollywood star she'd never met gave her the most beautiful thing she'd ever owned. And now, 57 years later, that same dress is saving her family. "Audrey Hepburn changed my life twice," Amiable tells the reporter. "Once when she gave me the dress, and again today when it's sold. I never met her, but I've thanked her every day for 57 years. This is the story of that dress, the wedding that never happened, the engagement that fell apart, the moment of generosity that defined Audrey Hepburn more than any film role, and the poor Italian bride whose life changed because a movie star chose kindness over bitterness. To understand the dress, you need to understand the relationship. December 1951, London. Audrey Hepburn meets James Hanson at a party. Audrey is 22 years old. Struggling actress, she's done some modeling, some small theater roles, but nothing major. Nothing that pays well. She lives in a tiny flat, barely making rent, eating one meal a day to save money. James Hanson is 29, heir to a British industrial fortune. Future Lord Hanson, wealthy, sophisticated, exactly the kind of man Audrey's mother wants her to marry. They meet at a cocktail party hosted by mutual friends. James sees Audrey across the room, approaches immediately. "I don't believe we've met." "Audrey Hepburn," she says. "James Hanson. Are you an actress?" "Trying to be." "Are you in the business?" "God, no. Industry, transportation, very boring. You're much more interesting." They talk for hours. James is charming, attentive, asks about her career, her dreams. Doesn't dominate the conversation like most men, actually listens. Audrey is smitten, not just because James is wealthy, though that doesn't hurt, but because he's kind, genuine, interested in her as a person, not just a pretty face. By the end of the evening, James asks, "May I take you to dinner tomorrow?" "I'd like that," Audrey says. The next night, they have dinner. Then the night after. Then every night for 2 weeks. By Christmas, they're inseparable. January 1952. James proposes. They're in his family's estate in Yorkshire, walking through snow-covered gardens. James stops, gets down on one knee. Audrey, I know we've only known each other 6 weeks, but I've never felt this way about anyone. Will you marry me? Audrey doesn't hesitate. Yes, absolutely yes. James slips a ring on her finger. Expensive, tasteful. The kind of ring that announces, this woman is marrying into serious money. Audrey calls her mother immediately. Ella van Heemstra is thrilled. Finally, a sensible choice. James is exactly what you need. Stability, security, a real future. I love him, Mother. It's not just about security. Love and security aren't mutually exclusive, darling. You've chosen well. But Audrey has doubts. Small doubts. Nagging doubts. James wants her to quit acting. Once we're married, you won't need to work. You can focus on the estate, on our family. But I love acting, Audrey says. It's a hobby, a phase. You'll outgrow it. What if I don't? Then we'll discuss it. But darling, you can't be a proper wife and a working actress. The demands are incompatible. This bothers Audrey, but she pushes it aside. James loves her. She loves him. They'll figure it out. February 1952. The engagement is announced publicly. British newspapers cover it extensively. Struggling actress to marry future lord. The headline makes Audrey uncomfortable, reduces her to James's accessory. But the attention brings opportunities. Directors notice her, casting agents call. Suddenly, Audrey Hepburn isn't just another unknown actress. She's James Hanson's fiancée. And that opens doors. March 1952. Audrey is offered a role. Roman Holiday. Paramount Pictures. Lead role. Opposite Gregory Peck. Filming in Rome. 3 months. She's ecstatic. This is the opportunity she's been waiting for. A major studio film. A real chance at stardom. She tells James immediately. They want me for Roman Holiday. It's a lead role. This could change everything. James's face falls. When does it film? June, in Rome. That's when we were planning the wedding. We can move the wedding, push it to September, October. Or you could turn down the role. Audrey stares at him. What? We're getting married in 3 months. You'll be a wife, starting a family. You don't need this role. I do need it. This is my career. Your career is about to be over anyway. Why postpone our wedding for something temporary? At that moment, Audrey realizes. James doesn't understand. He sees her acting as a hobby, something disposable, not a calling, not who she is. I'm taking the role, Audrey says quietly. Then we'll move the wedding, James says stiffly, if that's what you want. It is. But the damage is done, because Audrey sees the truth. James wants a wife who stays home, manages the estate, hosts dinner parties, not a wife who works, who travels, who has ambitions beyond marriage. This isn't going to work. April 1952. Despite her doubts, wedding planning continues. The date is moved to September. Location, Yorkshire. Guest list, 300 people. Mostly James's family and business associates. And the dress. The most important part. Audrey is in Rome preparing for Roman Holiday. James insists she get a Roman designer. Since you're there anyway, make it special. Audrey visits the Fontana sisters. Nicole, Zoe, and Giovanna Fontana, the most sought-after designers in Italy. They've dressed royalty, celebrities, the elite. "I'm getting married," Audrey tells them, "in September. I need a dress." The sisters are thrilled. Audrey Hepburn, soon to be Lady Hanson, is exactly the kind of client they want. Publicity, prestige, a chance to prove they're the best. They show Audrey sketches, elaborate gowns, long trains, heavy beading, the kind of dress expected for a society wedding. Audrey shakes her head. "Too much. I want something simple, elegant, timeless." The sisters understand. They design a mid-length dress, ivory silk satin, boat neck front, fitted waist, clean lines, no excessive decoration, pure elegance. Audrey tries it on, looks in the mirror. The dress is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Classic. Sophisticated. Exactly her. "This is it," she says. "This is the dress." The Fontana sisters are pleased. They've created something special. A dress that will be photographed, featured in magazines, talked about for years. Audrey pays a deposit. The dress will be ready by August. Plenty of time for final fittings before the September wedding. But as April turns to May, Audrey's doubts grow. She's filming Roman Holiday now, working with Gregory Peck, experiencing what real partnership feels like. Peck treats her as an equal, respects her talent, encourages her ambitions. James calls from London. "How's filming?" "Wonderful, challenging, I love it." "Good. Just don't get too attached. After the wedding, you'll be done with all this." "What if I'm not done? What if this is just the beginning?" Silence, then. "We've discussed this, Audrey. You can't be my wife and a working actress." "Why not?" "Because I need a wife who's present, who manages the estate, who's available for social obligations. You can't do that if you're filming in Rome or Hollywood or wherever. So I have to choose, you or my career." "I'm not making you choose. I'm being realistic about what marriage requires." But he is making her choose, and Audrey is starting to realize she's going to choose wrong. May 1952. Roman Holiday filming continues. Audrey is luminous on camera. Gregory Peck tells director William Wyler, "This girl is going to be a star, an enormous star." Wyler agrees. She has something, that quality you can't teach. The camera loves her. Paramount executives are already talking about her next project. Sabrina, another lead role, opposite Humphrey Bogart and William Holden. Audrey's agent calls. "They want you for Sabrina. 6 months filming, starting January 1953. I'm getting married in September. I won't be available. Then move the wedding. This is your career we're talking about. I've already moved it once. Move it again. Or turn down the role. Your choice." Audrey hangs up, sits in her hotel room, stares at the engagement ring, and realizes this ring is a cage. Beautiful, expensive, but still a cage. She calls James. "We need to talk." "About what?" "About the wedding, about us, about what I want." "What do you want?" "I want to keep acting, not as a hobby, as a career. I want to take roles that interest me, travel for filming, build something real." "And where do I fit into that?" "I don't know. That's what we need to figure out." James is quiet. Then, "I've been thinking too, about whether this is going to work." "And?" "I don't think it is. We want different things, Audrey. I want a traditional wife. You want to be a movie star. Those things don't coexist. So what are you saying? I think we should call off the wedding. Audrey should be devastated. Should fight for the relationship, should beg him to reconsider. But instead, she feels relief. Pure, overwhelming relief. I think you're right, she says quietly. You do? Yes, I love you, James. But I love acting more. And you deserve someone who wants what you want. That's not me. I'm sorry, James says. I really thought this would work. Me too. But it's better to know now than after we're married. They end the call. Audrey sits in silence, processing. She's just ended her engagement, called off a wedding to a wealthy, titled man who offered her security, stability, everything her mother wanted for her. And she feels free. The next morning, Audrey writes to her mother. Dearest mother, I am writing to tell you James and I are no longer engaged. It is with a heavy heart, but I am sure it is the only sensible decision. For a year, I thought it possible to make our combined lives and careers work out. I have realized it is not possible. He needs a wife who will be there, present, managing his life. I need to act. These things cannot coexist. Please don't be angry. This is the right choice for both of us. Love, Audrey. Ella's response comes quickly. Audrey, you are making a terrible mistake. James offered you everything. Security, stability, a title. You are throwing it away for a career that may not last. Reconsider, please. This is your future you're risking. But Audrey doesn't reconsider, because for the first time in her life, she's choosing herself. Her dreams, her ambitions, not what others want for her, what she wants for herself. The engagement is formally announced as cancelled in June 1952. British newspapers cover it extensively. Speculation runs wild. Struggling actress dumps future lord. Career over marriage, Audrey Hepburn's choice. The Fontana sisters call. What should we do with the dress? It's nearly finished. Audrey pauses. The dress. Her beautiful, perfect dress. That will never be worn, never be photographed, never see the wedding it was made for. She could keep it, store it, maybe wear it for another wedding someday. But she doesn't want it. Looking at that dress means remembering what she gave up. And she doesn't regret her choice. Not at all. I have an idea, Audrey tells the sisters. June 1952. Audrey explains her idea to the Fontana sisters. I want to give the dress away. To someone who needs it. Someone who couldn't afford a dress like this otherwise. The sisters are confused. Give it away? But you paid for it. It's yours. I don't want it. But someone else might. Someone who's getting married. Someone poor. Someone who deserves to feel beautiful on her wedding day. You want us to find a poor bride? The most beautiful poor bride you can find. Someone kind. Someone deserving. Someone whose life this dress will change. The Fontana sisters are moved. This is unprecedented. Wealthy clients don't give away custom wedding dresses. They keep them, display them, pass them down to daughters. But Audrey isn't a typical wealthy client. She's a woman who just chose her career over security, who understands what it means to have nothing, who remembers being poor, hungry, struggling. "I want my dress to be worn by another girl for her wedding," Audrey says. "Perhaps someone who couldn't ever afford a dress like mine. Find her. Give her the dress. Tell her it's from me, with my blessing." The Fontana sisters agree. But how do they find the right bride? They can't just pick randomly. It has to be special, meaningful. They propose a radio contest. RA Radio will announce it. The most beautiful poor Italian girl. Submit your story. Why you deserve to wear Audrey Hepburn's wedding dress. Audrey loves the idea. Perfect. Let them decide. July 1952. The contest is announced. RAI radio broadcasts. Audrey Hepburn has donated her wedding dress. A custom Fontana sisters creation. We're looking for a deserving bride, a poor Italian girl who dreams of a beautiful wedding. Submit your story. Hundreds of letters pour in, hundreds of stories. Poor families, farm girls, factory workers, women who've saved for years and still can't afford a proper dress. The Fontana sisters read every letter, looking for the right one, the story that stands out. They find it in a letter from Borgo Carso, a small farming village in Latina province, written by Amiable Altobella, age 25, engaged to a local farmer, wedding planned for August. The letter says, "I am not the most beautiful girl, or the poorest, but I am marrying a good man who has worked all his life. We saved for 2 years to afford a wedding, but we cannot afford a dress. I will marry in my mother's old dress. It is worn and plain, but it is all we have. If you choose me, I will wear Miss Hepburn's dress with honor. And remember forever that a famous actress I never met gave me the most beautiful gift I ever received." The Fontana sisters show Audrey the letter. "This is the one. She's perfect." Audrey agrees. She sounds kind, humble, exactly who deserves this. August 1952. The winner is announced. Amiable Altobella, a farm girl from Borgo Carso. The Fontana sisters contact her. "You've won. Audrey Hepburn's dress is yours." Amiable doesn't believe it. "This is a joke, a mistake." "No mistake. Come to Rome. We'll fit the dress." Amiable travels to Rome, her first time in the city. She's overwhelmed, intimidated. The Fontana sisters' studio is elegant, expensive, everything she's not. But they treat her like royalty, bring out the dress. Try it on. Amiable puts on the dress, looks in the mirror, starts crying. "I've never worn anything so beautiful." The dress fits perfectly. A few minor alterations needed, but essentially perfect. As if it was made for her. "Miss Hepburn wanted you to have this," Nicole Fontana tells her. "She said you deserve to feel beautiful on your wedding day. Will I meet her to thank her? She's filming in Rome, but she's very busy. She asked us to give you her best wishes." Amiable is disappointed but understands. Audrey Hepburn is a movie star. She doesn't have time to meet contest winners, but the gift is enough, more than enough. Amiable returns to Borgo Carso with the dress, shows her family, her fiancé. Everyone is amazed. "You're going to look like a princess," her mother says. "Because of Audrey Hepburn," Amiable replies, "a woman I never met, who gave me this dress when she could have kept it, or sold it, or thrown it away. She chose kindness." August 15th, 1952. Borgo Carso, Amiable Altobella's wedding day. The entire village turns out. Everyone wants to see the Audrey Hepburn dress. The church is small, simple, nothing like the Yorkshire cathedral where Audrey was supposed to marry James. Just a village church with wooden pews and humble decorations. But when Amiable walks down the aisle in that ivory silk satin dress, gasps echo through the church. She's radiant, glowing. The dress transforms her from a farm girl into something ethereal. Her groom, Antonio, cries when he sees her. "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." The ceremony is simple, traditional. They exchange vows, say prayers. The priest blesses them, and Amiable becomes Signora Altobella. At the reception, held in a barn because the village has no proper venue, everyone wants to touch the dress, feel the silk, marvel at the craftsmanship. "This came from Audrey Hepburn?" they ask. "Yes," Amiable says proudly. "She gave it to me. Said I deserved to feel beautiful." "Did you meet her?" "No. But I think about her every time I look at this dress. She didn't know me, didn't owe me anything. But she chose generosity. That's what I'll remember. Not the dress, the generosity." The local newspaper covers the wedding. Small story, back page. Local girl wears Audrey Hepburn's dress. It includes a photo. Amiable in the dress, smiling, radiant. The photo makes its way to Rome, to the Fontana sisters. They show it to Audrey when she comes for a fitting for another project. "That's Amiable?" Audrey asks, looking at the photo. "Yes, she looked beautiful." "She did. Thank you for finding her. This is exactly what I hoped for." "She wanted to meet you. To thank you. I would have liked that too. But the timing, I was so busy with filming." "She understands. She's grateful. She said you gave her the most beautiful gift she ever received." Audrey looks at the photo again. At this farm girl wearing her dress. Living a life Audrey could have had. Wife, simple wedding, traditional future. And Audrey feels no regret, no sadness. Just happiness that the dress found the right person. That her canceled wedding led to someone else's perfect day. "I hope she has a good life," Audrey says quietly. "A happy marriage. Everything I might have had with James." "Do you regret calling off the wedding?" Nicole asks. "No, not at all. I chose correctly. James would have made me stop acting, and I can't stop. I won't. This is who I am." So the dress went to the right person after all. Yes, Amiable will wear that dress once, treasure it forever, and remember that sometimes, when things don't work out, it's because something better is waiting. 2009. 57 years later. Amiable Altobella is 82 years old. She's been widowed for 10 years. Antonio died in 1999. They had 47 years together, 3 children, 8 grandchildren, and she still has the dress, preserved carefully, wrapped in tissue paper, stored in a cedar chest. She takes it out once a year on her anniversary, remembers her wedding day, remembers Antonio, remembers Audrey Hepburn's generosity. Her daughters have been asking for years, "Mother, sell the dress. It's worth money. You need money." "I can't sell it," Amiable always says. "It was a gift from Audrey Hepburn. She's been dead 16 years. She wouldn't mind. I would mind." But in 2009, everything changes. Amiable needs surgery, expensive surgery. Her pension isn't enough. Her children can't afford it. The only asset she has is the dress. She calls Christie's. I have a dress from 1952 made by the Fontana sisters. It was supposed to be Audrey Hepburn's wedding dress. She gave it to me. Christie's is interested immediately. Can you verify the provenance? I have the newspaper article, photos from my wedding, letters from the Fontana sisters. We'd like to see everything. Christie's authenticates the dress, confirms the story. This is the dress. The legendary canceled wedding dress, given to a poor Italian bride, preserved for 57 years. December 2009, the auction. Estimated value, $15,000 to $20,000. But the bidding quickly exceeds that. Collectors want it. Museums want it. Private buyers want it. Final price, $23,000. Amiable watches from the audience, tears streaming down her face. 57 years ago, Audrey Hepburn gave her this dress. Changed her life. Made her feel beautiful, special, chosen. Now, that same dress is saving her life, paying for surgery, helping her family. After the auction, a reporter asks, "How does it feel to sell the dress?" "Bittersweet," Amiable admits. "That dress represented the best day of my life, my wedding. But it also represents Audrey Hepburn's kindness, a stranger choosing generosity. I kept it 57 years because throwing it away felt like betraying that kindness. Why sell it now? Because I need the money. Because I'm old. Because material things matter less than life. Audrey Hepburn would understand. She gave me the dress so I could feel beautiful for one day. Now it's giving me something more important. More time. Do you wish you'd met her to thank her?" "Every day. But I thank her anyway. When I wore that dress in 1952, I thanked her. Every anniversary, I thanked her. When my daughters got married, I told them the story and thanked her. She never heard my thanks, but I gave them anyway. What would you say to her if she were here?" Amiable thinks. Then, "Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. A poor farm girl you never met. Thank you for not throwing away that dress, or selling it, or keeping it hidden. Thank you for choosing kindness when you could have chosen bitterness. You changed my life, and you never knew it. But I want you to know now. Your generosity mattered. It still matters. 57 years later, it still matters." May 1952. A woman cancels her wedding, chooses her career over security, over stability, over everything she's supposed to want. The dress, custom-made, expensive, perfect, sits waiting, unworn, unwanted, a symbol of the life she rejected. She could keep it, sell it, destroy it, but she doesn't. She gives it away to a stranger, a poor Italian farm girl who needs it more than she does. June 1952. A contest is held. Hundreds apply. One wins. Amiable Altobella, age 25, farmer's fiancé. August 1952. Amiable wears the dress, marries her Antonio, lives a simple, beautiful life. December 2009. 57 years later, Amiable sells the dress, $23,000, uses the money for surgery, for family, for life. This is the story nobody tells about Audrey Hepburn. Not the glamour, not the fame, not the iconic roles, but the quiet generosity, the moment of kindness that changed a stranger's life. Audrey Hepburn could have thrown that dress away, could have kept it hidden, could have sold it for profit. But she gave it to someone who needed it, someone who would treasure it, someone who would remember. For 57 years, Amiable Altobella treasured that dress, told the story, passed down the lesson. Kindness matters, generosity matters. Even small acts, especially small acts, change lives. Audrey never met Amiable, never saw her wear the dress, never heard her thanks. But the impact remained. 57 years, 3 generations. A lesson passed down. When things don't work out, choose kindness anyway. Audrey's wedding to James Hanson never happened. But Amiable's wedding did, in a small village church, wearing a dress made for a movie star, living proof that sometimes canceled plans lead to better stories. The dress sold for $23,000 in 2009, but its value can't be measured in money. Its value is in what it represents. A moment of grace, a choice to give rather than discard. A stranger's life changed by kindness. Audrey Hepburn made many films, won many awards, became an icon. But this might be her greatest legacy. Not the performances, not the fashion, not the fame, but the dress, the gift, the generosity that rippled forward 57 years. Amiable Altobella never met Audrey Hepburn, but she knew her. Through one act, one choice, one dress. That's how we know people. Not through words, through actions. And Audrey's actions spoke clearly. I see you. You matter. You deserve beauty. Even though we'll never meet. Even though I'll never know your name. You deserve this. That message lasted 57 years. And counting. This is Audrey Hepburn. The Hidden Truth. From wartime horrors to Hollywood secrets, we uncover what they've been hiding for decades. Subscribe to discover the dark truth behind the elegant image.